right, sir. This is an update. So who do we have here?
I'm Thomas Figley, 180279.
All right, how old are you again?
42, I think.
42, I think. That's a good answer. 42, I think. No, I'm playing. But yeah, 42, man. Looking good. Thank you, man. First of all, I got to thank you for doing this little update with me. We already have an interview, so this is kind of like a part 2, little status update. I got to ask, man, what's your current living situation?
Well, before I start this interview, I got to do a shout out to the number one top fucking lady, boss bitch, fucking out here, fucking Peggy Sue.
Okay.
Hey, Peggy Sue.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
What was the question again?
Shout out Peggy Sue. What's your current living situation since the last time we did the interview?
You know, it's enduring. That's what it is. It's out here on the streets, kind of, you know, hotels sometimes. Like this past weekend, I didn't pay for it. I don't have any money, but I was reluctant to get into, like, you know, a hotel for whatever, a few days, and then.
So what was that like, man? I mean,
it was
having
nice,
a hotel,
kinda,
being able to take a shower,
right, and then,
being out of the heat.
Well, yeah, and then there was some, you know, it wasn't my hotel room, and then it was quite the extravaganza.
Yeah.
But yeah,
had an eventful weekend, to say the least. We'll just say, yeah. But I mean, it had to be better than being out here.
You know, sometimes it's a toss-up. Sometimes it's a draw.
It's a draw, huh? Man, I hear that a lot. For real, I hear, you know, like a lot of people tell me that, you know, they do this for just because, just like scientific reasons. Like, I just want to test it out. I want to see what it's like to be this homeless.
Like Forrest Gump when he ran across the world or whatever.
Yes, sir. I mean, could you elaborate on why someone would want to be out here homeless?
Some people, I don't know. Some people are looking for freedom. Some people are looking for isolation. Some people are just looking for answers, and then, you know, other people are just looking for homes, I guess. And then, but it's different. There's many reasons that I think people do that. Some people do that. It's like I think I've seen these hobos before, like literally like hobos. You know, like they had their walking sticks, and they even had their little bandana sacks they could put on the back of it, just like the cartoons and like and stuff. And then I guess they would travel. That's what they do. And then, like, you know, there's train hoppers.
Yeah, I've met a lot of those.
They got it going on. They just hop on the trains and they're just riding the trains for free.
Anywhere they want to go.
Yeah, and you know, they.
Have you ever been a part of that life while out here?
There's a band. It's called Days and Days. It's they're train hoppers, and they do music and stuff. You can find them on YouTube.
Yeah.
But they have like music videos, and they just show them doing train hopping and then doing like outside liquor store, playing, getting money. You know,
getting legit money.
Yeah, surviving and then just hopping trains and drinking beers.
When I do your videos, they're professional. Hey, hold on, babe. I get the message catcher. Why is that professional?
I mean,
this is Peggy Sue.
That's who we shouted out. Peggy Sue. The one that made this happen, always appreciative. You know, thank you, Peggy Sue.
This is what real bitches do. They go get the man hot dog, feed a man, quit sucking dick and feed your man.
Peggy. That's a little too much information, Peggy, but you know.
Hey, Daddy, I get my ketchup. Sorry, I didn't feed them like that. They give me free hot dogs. They came up in their video.
Man, that's cool. So who did that?
I'm so capable.
Man, so do they often give you free hot dogs, or just are they cool like that? Oh, that's cool.
I was gonna take it anyways.
They say closed mouths, you know, gotta say something.
They do it like every 4 hours.
Squeaky tire don't get the oil.
Well, if they, you know, the hot dogs can only be on the cookers for so long before they have to take them off and throw them away anyways.
Yeah.
So if you know, like when they gotta pull them off or whatever, then just go in there around that time, like, hey, you want me to get rid of those for you?
Yeah, a lot of times they're kind of, mean about it. Some people, but I
Nah.
guess sometimes they do. I guess these guys are nice right here.
They
That's
did it
awesome,
straight to-
man.
You know what's funny? If you go look at my back of my videos, I saw it on there like 5 years ago. I mean, 5 months ago now with like this bum right here.
Look, Peggy Sue.
I
It's
know.
all good. A good-hearted person, you know. So as I was asking him, how do you? I gotta ask you, how do you feel about, you know, how urban? Since the last time we spoke, how do you feel urban camping has changed, or
It's been
crazy, huh?
yeah, they a lot of restrictions, a lot of laws. They're trying to outlaw it, or I guess, or just you can't even lay down. I think what you know, if you have anything like you lay a blanket down on the concrete and you go to sleep at a bus stop, that's urban camping.
Yeah.
But I guess that's because you have a barrier between you and the concrete. But if you have a blanket over you, then I mean, I don't think that's urban camping then, because that doesn't. That's what I'm saying. The laws are written like real funny in order to try to.
Yeah,
keep
there's a
things.
fine line between what is and what
Because
isn't.
how can you stop somebody from being cold? I mean, and, you know, take them to jail because they're cold. You know, oh, I got a blanket over me. Is that urban
Yeah.
camping? But then, you know, what I mean, like, but then say what if the concrete's hot? Fuck, the concrete's hotter than shit. I'll just throw a blanket down so I can sit down for a minute.
Yeah,
Get some drink some
rest.
water. Oh no, sorry, that's urban camping.
Yeah.
But then it's like, you know, like then it's like so when the parks are open though, I can throw up a tent in the sun to use as a sunshade.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That should be legit. You know what I mean? But then you'll have people that I don't know what it is. They just want to stereotype or whatever, and then they're like, oh, I see this tent in the park right here, even though the park's open. I'm going to call it in. Yeah, there's something suspicious going on in the park. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
that's-
they're molesting children in their shade tent or something. It's like trying to get like fucking the SWAT team called out there. You know what I mean? Because they think that, you know, somehow it's gonna razz them. Boom. Because that'll get the cops. The cops will be like, oh, there's a tent in the park at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
They're gonna say, fuck off. They're not gonna go. They wouldn't care. But then that's when they throw out things. I think he has a gun on him.
Oh yeah, they try to say things to make it a lot more.
Right, so then they can
hurry up and
push
push the
bills
envelope.
and laws
Yeah.
that the legislators passed to fucking like stop terrorists and shit. So like they'll use those laws against the homeless. They're like, oh well, somebody said their gun, or because it could be considered a terrorist or whatever.
Terroristic threat.
Yeah,
or something
yeah. It's
to
like,
that,
well, now. I mean, your regular right. You have your rights. You have your regular rights, and you have your fucking. You have like these other rights, or then like you that you know what I mean that you don't have if you're a terrorist, and it means you have no rights. And then
Yeah.
fucking, so they're just dumping out your book bags and or some crap.
Yeah,
you know?
isn't that weird how there's so many different little intricate parts and pieces of the law that people don't even really know or understand? It's sad.
Half
I mean,
the
it's
time,
weird.
I don't even think it's the cops. It's somebody else pulling the strings to fucking making the cops do their dirty work.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I'm gonna razz up this homeless person. I'm gonna create some fucking roadblocks in his path here. And they're like, oh, they're doing drugs. Oh, he has a gun. Or you know what I mean? And then fucking, you know, oh, he's fucking beating up his old lady. And then fucking, you know, and then the cops get it. You know, they come out there and they don't know what to think. All they know is fucking he's got drugs, guns,
Yeah,
and he's
he's
beating his
doing
old
this,
lady.
yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, what the fuck? Hold on, we'll be right
We
there.
got terrorists here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then when you get there, and it's just fucking two homeless people fucking
Sleeping.
arguing or crying because fucking
Yeah.
they're homeless and their fucking problems are just stacking up against them, and fucking, you know what I mean? They're trying to work out a domestic dispute because they can't do it in privacy because they're homeless. You know what I mean, or something.
Obviously,
or, I
yeah,
don't
that's awful, man. It's like the cops can't just take note, and I mean that's sometimes I've met some good cops, some
No,
decent
I've had
cops.
a lot of times. I fell down some stairs, or like I
Yeah.
slipped in the shower. Or, you know,
I've
that's why
had
I
some
look like
decent
this.
cops. You know, I try to treat people on an individual basis on how I meet them.
Yeah.
Like when I met you, you were cool, you're awesome. So if someone over here said something about
Respect.
you, I would be like, nah, he's respectful. You know.
Respect.
And that's how I kind of learned to treat people in my older age now, and I think it's just the best way to do it, because you can't say all cops are bad, because I've been in situations where cops are all right, the smarter ones.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, like
There's sometimes
you catch more bees with honey. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yes,
you know,
sir.
if you want the cop to stop harassing you, then maybe you shouldn't tell him to fuck off as soon as he approaches you.
100%.
You find out what he's saying. If he's trying to violate your rights or something, then tell him to fuck off. But
Yeah.
if he's just like, hey, I just got a call about this. You guys know anything? And if you're just like, no, it's been pretty quiet around here. All right, cool. Thanks, guys. Have a nice night.
Yeah.
Have had that same encounter before, that quick, fucking before, just by being, oh no, they're just kicking it, haven't seen anything going on, okay, and they're in and out, you know. But then I've had other ones where they're coming in like they're fucking like they're the goon squad and they're fucking shaking down the pod or something, like like whoa,
Slow down, huh? Hold up, yeah. How? Man, great stuff. How do you feel about Tempe being sued by AZ Hugs, Austin?
I think it's good. I think you know, fucking.
Someone had to do it.
Yeah, I mean, because what's happening? I mean, even like out of Mesa, right? They got what's going to happen. Or it's probably working that way anyways. But you got like judge officials, district attorneys, and stuff like that, and police officers. They're all investing stock in Core Civic, a private prison, right?
Yeah.
But then they pass laws in the city. I mean, they make it virtually impossible. Like basically, like so, it doesn't matter what you're doing. They can stop you and run your name. It seems like it. But the people have passed laws in the city of Mesa to allow that to happen. So basically, and these laws that are passed are like to target homeless people, so they can shake them down, they can run them for warrants, they can search them, they can fucking bust them for trespassing, they can take them to jail, and they can go do fucking 2-3 weeks.
I didn't think that was allowed though. Not in Mesa.
Well, no. Okay, so if you're on the light rail platform right there, boom. Any light rail cop, a regular cop, the FBI, whoever the fuck it is, they can just stop you for being on the platform.
Oh, being that you're on that platform.
The platform,
yeah, okay.
and fucking,
that's what gives them the
need
right.
bus fare.
Yeah.
They can ask you for bus fare, or you show your bus
your
fare.
card.
So right there, now you just knocked out 25% of, you know what I mean? You just got 25% of the whole that you need to fucking gather up to throw in jail. But they're putting them in jail, and it's like all these guys have like stock investments in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like so they want them to grab these guys by the handfuls, put them in jail, lock them up fucking 2 to 3 weeks. By the time they realize what the fuck's going on, like they're like, I'm in jail. Like what's going on here? So it's like they're going to see the judge, and they've been in there for about 2 weeks, and they're getting released. They're getting released by the judge. So they don't even fight it. They're like, oh well, I'm out of here anyways. You know what I mean? But it's like.
But their rights have been violated.
Right. They don't even realize it, and it's just and they make a revolving door to boost up that stock, so they can make money.
Yeah. Now you have to pay to be in jail.
Not me. I mean, they should be paying me, but I mean, apparently, fucking, it's not an occupation.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I don't know. That's just how this world is crazy, man. That was good, man. What about your family members and stuff, man? Do they know of your situation?
Yeah, but
I know, man.
My father, I was adopted, and he's from like a different time, you know what I mean? A lot, and things were different then, and discipline and just accountability and integrity and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? Like I don't even bother him with my situation. Like he knows I'm homeless. He lives just down the street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I made choices in my life that you know what I mean, and I have to live with those choices, or this I made choices that would eventually lead up to whatever, and it's like, and so now I have to I have to endure the consequences. Like I made my bed, now I have to lay in it. So and I respect that anyways, and plus it's not like he was a piece of shit or nothing. He was a great dad. But I made choices and fucking, you know what I mean? And I have to live with
them. Now you have to live with them.
I understand. And I'm not going to burden him or the rest of my family, or you know what I mean? And then it's, being adopted also kind of makes it a little
more
too.
difficult. Yeah.
Like you try to, hey, we're family, and they might just come at you with like, not really.
Not really, yeah. Hey, you're cool.
You know what I mean? So you just leave it alone. You're like,
yeah, I get it. Yeah. Well, man, I mean, my last question is I always ask, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years from now, if you could think that far?
Mission accomplished, and I don't know, maybe some of the nice scenery, banging Peggy Sue, fucking by the sunset or something. I don't know.
That's a lot of information, but yeah, it's all good. Yeah, man, thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you giving me this update, man, on what's been going on out here. So the same old stuff, basically, huh?
Yeah.
Same old same, huh?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it gets better, man. You know, we're working on that. A lot of people are working on that. AZ Hugs, just a lot of people are trying to add their hand and do their part. Shout out to all the people that do what they do and try to help in whatever way they can help. Thank you for your time, man. I appreciate you so much, man. Have a good day.
All right, man.